All right, so just give everyone a quick introduction, full name, class, what school you go to.
My name is David Bottomley, class of 2026, and I currently attend Orangeville Park.
Okay. So you had a good AAU season this summer, like, and you picked up an offer. But aside from that, how did your AAU season go, and what went into it?
Being in the summer, started off on the UIBL circuit playing what you play, but then
Hmm.
I ended playing on the D circuit with Collective. But I felt
Hmm.
like it was a good change. I felt like for personal growth, it helped me a lot.
No, that's still was understandable.
Hmm.
And so did you have a plan going into the summer as far as development, or was it just like, I'm gonna
Well,
make, you know?
this summer, like I was more trying to work on like my body and like getting stronger.
Hmm.
I'm already like a undersized, like I would say like an undersized guard. So not
Yeah.
being able to like push off my spots and stuff like that. So like training with like my trainer, shout out to Willie Middlebrooks, him, and like off the court, probably training with David Tyndale, still getting my ball handling, my shot, everything, all my skill work right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense, and it showed.
Mm.
So after setting that plan in motion, you picked up an offer after you made a switch from you played to the collective. You picked up an offer from Paul George alumni, Fresno State. What went into that, and were you shocked to receive an offer this early?
Well, I wasn't saying like I was shocked because like most like the whole summer I was working every day, three times a day. I was in the gym, so I felt like my hard work was bound to pay off. But obviously,
Hmm.
I was excited to get it like early because not a lot of people are getting it this early. You know what I'm saying? But like,
Exactly.
yeah, I didn't. It wasn't really a shock to me because I was putting in the work and I knew it was bound to happen. If I feel like whatever you get in, you're gonna get out of it. So I feel like that's like what happened.
No, exactly. That makes a lot of sense. And you made a big jump this summer. You're already skilled, um, extremely mature skill set for your age. And you talked about being undersized. So, with your great AU season this summer, what are you looking to showcase kind of this coming year and show coaches like, hey, like this is what I'm looking to showcase. Like, is there anything like how you have to work on your body this summer? Is there anything you want to work on as far as like the prep season coming up?
Well, I feel like I've always been. I feel like this summer a big reason for my success was I was put on collective, and I felt like my role kind of changed into more of like a scorer.
Hmm.
But I feel like that really helped me develop my game because I could always score, but I've never been
Hmm.
like the number one like option where pops you have to go get us like you have to go score 20 for us every game. You know what I'm saying? Like if it
Hmm.
comes, I decided to come to most time, but now I'm never really hunting 20. I'm more trying to like I was more like trying to get my teammates involved and be more of like a vocal leader and like a point guard. You know what I'm trying to say? But like
Yeah.
going into this season, I'm looking to bring that my summer energy into this prep season, as in like looking to show off my scoring ability along with my passing ability. So like I can be, it's like gonna be hard to stop me. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, that makes sense. And it's just seeing it like, just even like I watched you earlier in the season. I think it was like November, December. And the game kind of you just let the game come to you, score, you pick your spots. But
Hmm.
like, what was the biggest difference between like being a guy who's like in the flow of things and then having the ball in your hands all the time and having to go get a bucket?
Well, I feel like that biggest difference was just like my mindset going into the games, like
Hmm.
coming out the game right away, thinking about how I'm gonna score, or if the defense adjusts to me. Like if I score like the first 3 4 buckets, and defense adjusts it like right away in the first couple minutes of the game, I have to be able to adjust to them. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So it's just all about basically like figuring out how the defense is playing me.
No, that makes sense, and that's actually it's rare to see people your age like thinking the game ahead and playing the strategy of it. Um, how did you develop like a high IQ? Because like again, like I'm seeing them watching you play. You understand how to manipulate the help defense. You understand how to pick your spots, and like usually guys don't get that until later on in their age. Is there someone
Mhm.
teaching you, mentoring you, or is it a matter of watching film for you?
I feel like I feel like that a big part of that goes to DT David Tyndall, my trainer, because ever since like I've been training him for a lot like years now, you know. So I feel
Mm-hmm.
like he developed me into like, for example, like showing me this drill, but telling me why I'm doing it, you know. Like if
Mm-hmm.
I sit in the screen and then I'm coming off the screen, but I'm coming off hard. It's because the guy's hedging, you know. I have to get over it.
Mm-hmm.
So certain things that he's showing me, but I feel like nobody really like acknowledged it until I started playing with Team Ontario, and I feel like
Mm-hmm.
when I had that summer with Team Ontario, I really got to show what I was capable of on the just pure point guard side, because I had a lot of guys. I had a lot of guys around me, and I had to figure out a way to stand up for my own self. You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
Exactly, bro. Yeah, no, that makes sense, man. That makes sense. And like you said, also, like you're undersized in your opinion, and obviously, like point guards can be taller, but like for you, that doesn't matter. Like, is that a
mhm.
disadvantage or something you use to your advantage going into games?
I feel like I feel like it just like depends how you could take it, but I take it
Mm-hmm.
as in it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter for me, you know, because I
Mm-hmm.
my game's not gonna change whether I'm 6'5" or 5'10", 5'11".
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm still gonna play how I play, and whether that's scoring, playmaking, or whatever like my coaches need me to do, you know, I'm
Mm-hmm.
still gonna play my game. And even though I am smaller, it just gives me is more like if a taller defender is guarding me, I'm just faster than them, you know, I can get around them easier.
Exactly.
And if there's a littler defender on me, I've been in the weight room the whole summer. I can just use my strength.
Exactly. Exactly. So, is there anyone you kind of model your game after or watch?
Yeah, I feel like I model my game after like I would say like three players. I said like Rondo and Chris Paul, but also like a Trey Young. You know, I can score and I can pass. I can do whatever you really need me to do. You know, but I feel like those are
Mm-hmm.
like the three main guys. But I've always
Okay.
been like a Chris Paul fan. I've always liked how like he's just like a leader, and like even though he's a smaller guy, he still gets to his
Mm-hmm.
spot, his mid range. He finds his guys, and he's just like a great leader. You know what I'm trying to say? Like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, you had a great season last year at Brampton City Prep, and you guys did pretty well. You almost won everything, but you decided to transfer to Orangeville Prep. What went into that?
I feel like it was more like a personal basketball decision, you know. Like shout out to Elvis, shout out to all my brothers at BCP. You know, we had a great season. Elvis took me into his home. You know, treated me like his own. Like shout out to all those guys over there. You know, BCP is a great program, but I felt like it was just like a personal decision. You know, for like to
Mm-hmm.
better me.
That makes sense. So, going to Orangeville Prep, you follow in the footsteps of guys like Jamal Murray, Lou Dort, Gantz, and Thon Maker. What are you gonna do to kind of like make a name for yourself over there, or is it like, just I'm just gonna take it as it comes?
I feel like I feel like right now, me going into a lot of grade 11s going in right now are just like, oh, this is not my year. I'm just from the first year senior. You know what I'm trying to say? Like they're just trying to like I think they're trying to shy away from like the spotlight. But you know, because like right now, like I can be versing like 50, like two guys 2-3 years older than me, and I'm only
Mm-hmm.
11,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm trying to say? But I feel
Mm-hmm.
like me, like who I am, I feel like I don't care how old you are, I don't care who you are. I'm coming
Mm-hmm.
at you. I don't care how old I am. I'm coming at you from the jump. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like this is my year. Whether you're 2 years older than me, my age, I don't care. I'm coming at you.
And that's how it should be. And it's great for you to say that. Like a lot of people kind of avoid that bump, if you want to call it that. And it kind of like forces you to sink or swim.
Hmm.
So like you've been at school already. How has the adjustment been so far? Is like, do you find it harder or is it just
Well,
whatever?
at the end of the day, I feel like I'm still a kid, so I'm missing home a little bit. But I come home like every week, every other weekend, every weekend. So
Mm-hmm.
that's good. But like basketball part, it's been going amazing. I feel like I've been getting better. They have everything at your fingertips over there. You have the
Mm-hmm.
gym, you have shooting machines, you have the weight room, you have chiropractors, you have everything over there. So I feel like everything right is just at your fingertips over there.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that makes sense. That makes sense. Um, so coming into this year, in your opinion, okay, what does success look like for you?
I feel like success looks like for me is like just winning in general, and like me as like my own person, like developing and still getting better over the year. There's a lot of people like to like throughout the year they just like stay the same. Like they're just playing. They're just playing. They want to rest their bodies, all this and all that. But I feel like if you train yourself to always be up here, you can just always continue to get better the whole year. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't really matter what time of the year. I'm always trying to put that work in.
Yeah, no, that makes sense, bro. That makes sense. So if there's like a couple things like you wanted coaches to know about you, what would that be?
I feel like even like off the basketball court, like I'm just like I'm just a funny guy. I like to joke around. I
Yeah.
like to hang out with family and friends. But like when it's time to hoop, I'm ready. That dog mentality kicks in, and I'm just something just switches.
Yeah. No, that's cool, bro.